I got involved in working in this movie because I knew the director, and we had been originally, like, I think we wanted to do a movie like a couple years ago, and that was kind of how I knew about it, and I'd always wanted to do it. The whole movie that we were going to do didn't work out but then when he contacted me with, hey, I'm working on another one, I was like, oh, yeah, I want to be a part of it. That sounds really cool. So that's how I got involved working on it. Okay, so when we got into the writing, we started, all three of the main writers, Chris, Garrett, and I, all got involved on like the Google Docs and just started throwing around ideas. And as I was reading the character, I had no idea that I was going to be her at this point, but I just felt a really strong connection to her. Like, I can understand how she feels, and I can understand how she goes through things, and she processes things. And so I was able to then I don't know, I kind of almost, as I wrote her, I would ask myself, oh, how would you react in this in this situation? And from there is how I would try to pattern her off of. My family will tell you that I've always been a very dramatic person. I like to, I like to talk to myself in the mirror, which is really weird, but it's really kind of fun, and it's somewhat calming, actually. And so I was able to just go through a lot of that kind of thing. And then I love watching dramatic movies, and yeah, pretending I'm different people. So that's kind of how I approached it, if that makes any sense. So the method acting that we got into, specifically in the crying scene, as we nicknamed it, and that was interesting because I don't cry in front of people ever. And so, in fact, one of the first couple scenes that we shot, when I was crying, I would fake cry, and then I would burst into like laughing afterwards because I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. But for that scene, I was actually crying, and I had like just, I don't know, the way that, even though it was method acting, was very real. I have to say, from the very beginning, it was a rough shoot just because I was tired and my summer was crazy and I was getting ready to go off to college and just so many different life changes. I was spiritually not in the Lord at the beginning of this movie shoot. I had always grown up in church and knew who Christ was and how to do that, but I didn't ever really believe it for myself until, I guess, in that crying scene, trying to get into character, I realized that I was this emotional like person that was continuing to backslide in my faith, and that it wasn't really my own, and it wasn't till then that I actually made my faith my own. So I can say, coming out of this movie, I am a new and changed person. That definitely didn't happen overnight. That's been a change that's been going on for the past couple of months, especially as I've gone off to college and have learned so much about my Lord and Savior. But I would definitely say that coming into this movie, that the greatest thing for me coming from it is that I can now say I have a true relationship with my Lord and Savior. So.